Hi Libras, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori, and tonight we're going to take a look at this upcoming week. We're going to look at the week of Monday, May 26th through Sunday, June 1st. Just heads up, when I was meditating to start your reading, I heard spearmint and I heard coming clean, that someone may be coming clean to make things like spiky clean. I don't know, something that's like something like that. Spick and span, like cleaning something up. Cleaning something up. So that could be your energy this week. You could be working on cleaning something up. Maybe there's something going on with you and another person that needs to be resolved. Something, spick and span. That's what I was hearing, something like that. It's something about being clean. Like they were showing me like gum and then like how refreshing, but it was like a cleansing, okay? So I don't know, maybe some of you are going to get your teeth cleaned. I have no idea. I used to date a Libra and like he brushed his teeth like twice a day. He was very clean. He shaved all the time. So maybe something like that. I know you guys are like super particular about the way you look, which is why you're so beautiful. All right, so I have been feeling a lot of Venus energy. You know, that's your sign, the sign of beauty, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe that's what's happening this week, is you're just cleaning yourself up. Anyways, let's just dig in and see what we find out. So look, let your fears dissolve. Yeah, this absolutely feels like a cleansing week for you. So it feels like something, it could be a fear, but it also to me feels like fears in regards to the way that you view yourself. Like maybe you're going through a transition in life and maybe you're fighting off those inner demons that are, that have made you feel like you were less than, or as if you were undeserving, or made you feel imbalanced due to the outside influences is what I'm feeling. This feels like deja vu, guys. What was your reading last week? Let me look at my little notepad real quick, because no more deception, know thyself. So this could just be, yeah, I was like, there's something about like, this feels like I've said this to you before. And interesting is that this is the new moon in Libra, right? This is your energy. So with new moons, those are beginnings. So this week feels like it's a new beginning for you in regards to the way that you view yourself and in the way that you present yourself to the world, okay? And this is because you're like glowing up by cleaning out the clutter, because that's the card that I'm seeing, is clear out the clutter. I'm actually going to get that deck and use it right now. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm choking. This could have been something that took you a long time to actually get to, right? Like maybe this took you a little while to get to this level of like where you're actually willing to face yourself in the mirror, right? Like look the issue right in the eye, right? That with this observer card, that's exactly what I was picking up on, is like you're choosing to actually look at it rather than running from it. It does seem like there could have been some fears around what happens if you look yourself in the mirror and assess and figure out that you're not everything that you thought you were or that you desire to be. And you know, you guys are very much like perfectionists and you want to do the right thing. And I think that sometimes when we have those personalities, it can be a challenge for us to actually take a look at ourselves and say, it's okay for me to be flawed. It's okay for me to have fears. It's okay for me to address the shadow and to befriend it or alchemize it, which by the way, I've been trying to do. I just started one this last week, but I'm going to try to start posting like shadow readings where we alchemize our shadow sides of ourselves, where we kind of, you know, connect with them and become one with them rather than treating our shadow or that inner child as if it's a foreigner or someone that is, you know, obsolete from our lives. We want to connect with that shadow and, like I said, befriend it, but also be one with it so that we understand how we're triggered and how to address those triggers moving forward. So anyways, something like that. This unfinished symphony at the bottom of the deck here too makes me feel like there's an ending that you could have recently gone through, and that ending is kind of what catapulted or pushed you into this observer mode where you're now trying to assess and figure out where you stand in life. You know, it's like, it feels like someone could have left your life and now you're completely focused on yourself, which is interesting. You see this observer, how he's got this why was I about to call this a stethoscope? Telescope. He's got this telescope and he's eyeing in on what needs to be healed, right, with this star energy. He's focused on the star. He's focused on the moon too, which is our emotions, our feelings, and our subconscious thoughts and ideas. He's focused on it because he understands that in order for him to birth something new, he has to pay attention and give insight to the old. So this week you could be called to observe your past experiences, who you've been in the past, and how those things have influenced you moving forward. Interesting thing is at the bottom of the deck, I noticed this when I was picking this up, is that we have this self first house energy, which is Aries energy. Saturn has moved into Aries, I believe, at this point. And so you're going to be faced with this that you're doing. So it's almost like you got a head start on it, Libras, but you're going to be faced with looking at yourself and how you view yourself and what needs to change in regards to the way that you love yourself. Spirit keeps calling me to this card. He keeps reminding me here that lavender is often used. So these are lavender plants here, but lavender is often used for healing. And so you may want to get some lavender essential oils or something like that. Spraying those things around can help soothe the way that you're feeling. They can boost mood. Lavender also is assistive and supportive in helping you to like calm down your nervous system. So that may be beneficial to you. Already, work. So we have the 6th house here. This is the Virgo house of work. So this is your daily habits. These are your routines. And look, that first house, self, came at the bottom of the deck. The bottom deck energy is always what the root of this is, right? That's what's hidden, which you may not necessarily see, but it's playing a major role in why these events are specifically playing out. Now with the 6th house Virgo energy here, what I'm seeing is that this is going back to pouring into yourself. Like I was feeling major like self-care with this new moon in Libra, the Know You Are Loved card, but there's an assessment that's taking place in your life right now to where you're examining how your daily activities, okay, I'm hearing ADAs, like your activities of daily, or ADLs, activities of daily living, affect your overall happiness in life, okay? You may have had some fears around putting yourself first, and it seems like those are being monitored and watched over this week. You're observing those ideas and those thoughts because you realize that they've been holding you back. They haven't allowed you to birth the things that you truly desire. I think you may be stepping away from people pleasing, codependency, things like that. It feels like you're starting to see that those things have been weighing you down, and you're ready to get out of those habits. So this is awesome because the 6th house energy, the Virgo, is about habits. Okay, it's not necessarily like your job's work, just per se, or not just specifically talking about the job that you do, like how you earn money and make an income, but it's also talking about how you take care of yourself. Yeah, look, this is confirming that too. I'm gonna get another one. How you care for yourself, how you tend to yourself, right? How what you put in your body affects you. Look, you're looking for happiness and you want to take a new opportunity. I'm going to take that with that for our Libras for this week, Spirit. Ooh, I love this. Oh my God, you guys, this is such beautiful, beautiful energy. You're taking care of yourself first. You're putting yourself and your needs first this week. Look at this, is the Ace of Pentacles that was trying to come out. You're giving yourself new opportunities. I love this. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at this. Moving away from the chaos and conflict that you've had within, right? So before you get to the Six of Swords, you have to deal with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is all about internal struggles, battles, that internal war that just weighs you down, that exhausts you, that makes you feel like you don't want to keep going. You're overcoming that because you've made a decision, and this Fool with the Sun confirms that you made a decision to put yourself and your happiness first. And that's what's happening. So there's some type of assessment that's taken place this week. This feels like an assessment. It feels to me like you may be newly single, left a situation, or in your solitude, you're awakening to the idea of how to find happiness right where you're at. So it's like, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to come in and make me happy. I'm going to make myself happy right now. I'm going to take opportunities and step out and start pleasing and satisfying myself rather than waiting for a relationship to come along to satisfy me. And what I don't think you realize is that in you doing that, in you making that decision, you're actually bringing in someone who will support you and who will give you what it is that you truly desire. What you've done was said, I forgot they were Nike, but what you've done was said, I'm no longer going to pour into everyone else and not myself. This is a balance. I love the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Swords because this energy is all about balancing out my emotions with logic. I'm not going to sit in that Nine of Cups energy, which is, wish fulfillment, happiness. It's being able to be satisfied and content. One thing that I think about Nine of Cups is that the Nine of Cups is a single energy too. You see, he's by himself, so he's not waiting around to find happiness. He found it on his own. And this took some time. This week is helping you to investigate and observe and analyze and assess what really makes you happy. You're assessing what makes you happy. Where is your happiness? And you found that your happiness is within yourself. Right? With the Nine of Pentacles and the Lovers card here, you're saying, I'm satisfied by just pouring into myself, just by loving on myself. And this brings in those daily habits, those ADLs, right? Those activities of daily living. You're looking at what you're putting into your body. Are you going to the gym, or are you exercising? Are you drinking proper things? Are you drinking more sodas and juices than you are water? Are you listening to your body when your body says, I need something healthy, I want those leafy green veggies? Or are you going to neglect yourself? You're looking at all of that and you're actually putting this into practice and into play. Like, you're doing the work and you're assessing, analyzing it, but you're also doing the work. You're clearing out the clutter of things that do not make you feel good, and you're going towards your happiness with the Sun and the Fool here. Now, I do think that with this Fool, the Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Lovers with the Nine of Cups here, to me, this is an energy of pulling in a soulmate or a connection with someone that is on your level, that is also seeking the same things, that will encourage you to maintain your independence as well as encourage and support you in the partnership, right? It's like this person's not going to allow you to be codependent because they're going to almost like demand that you take time to yourself and that you find things that make you happy. I see a lot of exploration here. I see you exploring and kind of questioning and trying out different things. Like, maybe I want to go to paint night tonight. Maybe I want to go to bowling tomorrow night. I'm going to try this new restaurant I haven't tried or I wasn't able to try before. You're thinking less about everybody else and focusing in on what it is that you desire and where you want to go. This is a lot about you, Libras, and it is absolutely beautiful energy because just as well as I know, it's easy for you guys to get caught up in other people and people pleasing, and that prevents you from being able to truly live the life that you desire. But the good thing about this is that that's coming. This unfinished symphony, let me get this card because God is showing it to me. This unfinished symphony is about you no longer taking on you're no longer playing to the beat of somebody else's drum, okay? You're creating your own symphony. So it's unfinished because you're like, I'm no longer going to allow someone else to finish my story. You're now going to complete this yourself. This is absolutely beautiful energy, Libras. This week is all about you, and I love it. You have poured so much into so many others. It is time for you to receive, and you're walking into that receiving state. One thing that Spirit is bringing to my attention, I want to just call it out, is to not be afraid to step into that feminine energy of receiving, because I am seeing gifts coming in for you. That could be a person, that could be a new job, a new place to stay, a car, that could be some type of, financial, break where somebody gives you money. Just be open to receive, because I am seeing something being gifted to you, and I think it could catch you off guard because you're not wanting to receive from other people because you feel like other people have, expected something from you in the past. But this situation, the new you, the energy that you're in, you are going to be allowed to receive without them thinking that they need something back in return. There's like a shift here, a shift of energy and timelines. So continue to walk in this and just keep doing you. Keep seeking out what makes you happy and jumping onto those new opportunities, because I do see a lot of happiness and satisfaction coming in your way. Okay, this is a beautiful week. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great job, Libras. If this resonated with you, please drop a comment. You could drop a sun emoji or something like that, because you're shining bright this week, or any other emoji. And if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that would be fantastic. Thanks so much. Glad to have you here. Have a great night. Bye.